So, one person made a comment that I was a nightmare employee. And, I just lay out the facts as they happen. But let's talk about my security experience. Just my security experience in the state of Michigan. I've been going back and forth between Michigan and Georgia since September 2014. So the first company paid me $8.50 an hour to do apartment security. Had you sign a letter that says, listen, you're going to work this job unarmed, had you sign a document that says that, they're all unarmed posts, but I'm like, listen, man, I'm not willing to do security unarmed, apartment security unarmed. And then unofficially said, well, you can carry a firearm as long as you have a permit, but can't anyone see it? Realize that signing that document, if something happened, it's going to jam me up. And, maybe at one time I'll post a video up that shows, that kind of demonstrates that, and I kind of walked away from it, and I could have literally, shot 3 people. Because I was certainly concerned for my life. I'm not sure if I ever want to post that video. But I walked away from the situation because it's not my duty to kill people, and I could simply walk away from the situation. In any event, after that one particular situation, they were going to pull me off the property. I said they shouldn't pull me off the property, but in the interim, I got a call from another company that paid $11 an hour. And so I didn't have to work that job. Actually, I wanted to work both, but the first company had a problem with me working with the second company. And so I just worked with the second company. So we're off to $11 an hour. So we went from $8.50 to $11 an hour. So that's a $2.50 increase. So that's pretty good. With one exception. During the ice storm in 2014, I hit a patch of ice and the car got smashed up. Wasn't the Mini, right? And the car got smashed up. Although the Mini did get hit in 2014, and that's why we were driving the other car, and the other car got smashed up, hit a wall. Well, I was late for work, and when I got a call, he said, well, why didn't you call in? Why are you late for work? I didn't know I was speaking to the owner at enough time. So, because I crashed the car and you don't pay me enough money to fix it. $11 an hour. Not enough money to fix your car. So, but did I get fired? No, I didn't get fired. What happened was that particular retail establishment, the managers were in control of, and they didn't like the video camera on my glasses. And I had moved from one store initially to another store. Well, I went from working for 2 stores to working for one store where that manager didn't have a problem. And then I went from working, and when that store closed down, I went to another store and she had a problem with it. And so I couldn't work for her. And then there was just one other store that I could work for. And then that manager had got transferred, and the new manager didn't like the camera. And then I just never got rescheduled. So did I get fired? I don't think I got fired. But at the same time, I was trying to do something else, and I had picked up a commission-only position. And I was trying to, do something else other than security. So I never pressed to get assigned someplace else. Right? Because I was looking to make more money. That didn't work out because I backed into someone's car, and honestly, I wasn't moving fast enough. But I don't know if I was a nightmare employee. So the third job I got, some of the videos you've seen, I was working at the Family Dollar in a couple of apartment complexes here in Detroit. And on one particular day, on one particular site, something happened, and the owner said pretty much you can only work at Family Dollar. And I'm like, that's fine, because, I was getting tired of the other sites, anyway. I didn't really care. I thought I should have been there all the time anyway. And, a week later, he said, we don't need you. Now, mind you, a week later, after he said, listen, this is the only site we can send you to now, right? That this particular employer had been bouncing checks, and I had been voicing my opinion about it to other workers as why this person was bouncing checks. And I saw the cash flow problem months in advance. I saw it. So did I get released because of an incident after he said, listen, we can only send you here now? Or did I get released because I was complaining about the checks? I say it was the checks. Now, mind you, I didn't want to do apartment security, and he sent me back to an apartment complex during that week after he said we can only send you to this property because he needed someone there. And actually, the 4th of July, he gave me a call while I was in Chicago, wanting me to work a site for the holiday, for the fireworks holiday that I worked before. Right? So, how much of a threat could I have been? And really, this individual had sent me to a site where a guard was in a shootout, but didn't bother to tell me that the guard was in a shootout. That guard didn't want to work there. And I say he's a guard and I'm an officer, two different things, right? But they were in the shootout. And very next day, they sent me to the property, but he didn't tell me about the shootout. And then he had sent me to a property where the guard had got robbed, but didn't bother to tell me that the guard had got robbed. So that's my experience with that company. So what is that by now? Company number 3. So company number 4, well, I'm working for him now. It's what we're doing now, right? Real easy job, just no money in it. As far as I'm concerned, it's a complete waste of time. Oh, in job number 5, security company number 5, which I just made a video about me worried about my car. And so now you have some context about why I'm worried about my car, because you don't pay me enough to fix it. Because the other car, while it's mechanically fixed, it's cosmetically, no, not at all. It still looks like shit. Where's the money coming from to fix it? So, as far as you saying that I'm a nightmare employee, no, not really. I'm a conscientious employee. I don't necessarily, quote unquote, stay in my lane. I think like an employee and a businessman, so I can see both perspectives. And then, I kind of make a decision on which way some things should go. I'm a thinking man. I'm an analytical man, because I'm going to figure out some things. And so the one thing that I've learned that you always need to do is you need to ask some questions. You need to ask some questions. And so that's what I do. I ask a lot of questions. And I think sometimes in order for me to be a better employee for you, and for me to add more value to who I am, I need to understand how you make money so that I can be a better asset to you, which means I'm a better asset to myself, which increases my value as an employee. So, you think I'm a nightmare employee? I really don't give a fuck what you say. I relay the facts as they happen. I'm not really known to lie a whole lot. This is just what happened. Okay, deuces.